Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by the San Antonio Spurs Chairman Peter Holt and the San Antonio Spurs Head Coach and General Manager Greg Popovich.
Thank you very much. Please be seated, everyone. Welcome to the White House. I want to say a special word of welcome to Peter Holt, to Greg Popovich, obviously to the San Antonio Spurs. We're also joined today by four members of the House of Representatives from the great state of Texas, Congressman Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Bonilla, and Edwards, and we thank them for being here. I want to acknowledge the team captains, Avery Johnson and David Robinson, who is the only graduate of the Naval Academy playing in the NBA. That's important because I have to stick up for the service academies here. It's part of my job, you know. And I'd also like to offer a special word of welcome to Sean Elliott. He's had a tough few months. We're glad to see him here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody who works around here at the White House and who knows me knows that I am a basketball fanatic. You know, I live for the NCAA finals and the NBA finals, and I follow basketball very closely, and I have been fortunate enough to be good friends with 2 or 3 reasonably successful basketball coaches who've taught me a little about the game. And it's a lot like politics. You get ahead, and then you get behind. Then you try to get ahead again, and normally you don't know whether you're going to win until right before the end of the game. And I like this team. They started 6-8 and finished 46-7. And when we were watching the NBA, the semifinals and the finals, and I always have people come over and watch the games with us, and one night Hillary and I were watching with a bunch of our friends, one of whom was from one of the other towns you were playing, Coach, and he kept cheering and cheering and cheering, and finally Hillary looked at him and said, "Now tell the truth. Don't you think the Spurs are the best team in basketball this year?" And he said, "Well, of course." And I don't think there's much more you can say. This was a team with enormous talent, enormous dedication, a steel will, and a great heart. And they won because they deserved to win. And I think all of us who love this sport, not just people from San Antonio or from Texas, were elated by their success because they deserved it and they earned it. And I'm glad to welcome them all to the White House today. Thank you very much. Who's next? I'll go. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. The world champion San Antonio Spurs. I love saying that. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for having us as guests. Thank you to our Texas delegation who's come out, and thank you to everybody else that's here today. This is a great day for us, and this is one of the things that goes along with the NBA championship that's so exciting for us personally and also exciting for our community, our great community of San Antonio, which has supported us for 26 years. And we've gotten close many times, and they stayed with us, our fans did, and we made it. So it's been a great, great year. And with that, I'd like to introduce the coach and our leader of this great team, Coach Popovich. We call him Pop. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. President Clinton, members of Congress, and all the distinguished guests, thank you so much for allowing us to have this opportunity to be here. I didn't really expect, and I'm sure most of us didn't expect, all the history we would see in a 35-minute tour. It's incredible. Secret Service agent Brown, who showed us around, knew every painting, every piece of furniture, everything that ever went on. And it was really interesting for all of us, something we didn't expect. But what really brought a lot of joy to me personally was watching our players get together again today after being off for the summer. They got to relive what they did together, and I'm so privileged to have been able to be a part of what they did this year. And I think they did it obviously because they're talented, but more than that, the character that they embody. And there are two people that embody that as the foundation of what we do with our team, and they really start what we call the fiber that's necessary to have a team become a champion. And those two people are Avery Johnson and David Robinson. So I'd like to introduce, beginning with Avery Johnson.
Mr. President, it's indeed an honor to be here with you. On behalf of the team, we are just excited to be here at the White House. To the Texas delegation, all the distinguished guests, we are the world champions, and I like saying that too. Our team this year was a great year for us. We have a lot of great personalities on this basketball team, a lot of interesting stories. We have a story, each guy is a story. Naturally, we mentioned Sean Elliott, who now will be the inspiration of a lot of people who've had kidney transplants, and especially if he can come back at training camp. You know, we need a starting small forward, so your job is still waiting for you, but we're just excited, and like I said, we have a lot of interesting stories that just every average American can look at each guy on our team, from Mario Elie to Jaren Jackson to the great Tim Duncan and the Admiral David Robinson. So it was just a great team effort for us. The city, we want them to be proud of this championship because nobody can take this away from you, San Antonio. And our fans should be proud because we persevered for a long time. And Mr. President, out of all of the great things about you, we want to copy one thing from you, and that's to repeat. And that's what
You know, there's 1,000 things I'd like to say. I identify with a lot of people on this team. You know, when the commentators kept saying every time Avery was not guarded, he scored. Did you notice that? And they kept referring to one person who made the mistake of saying he really didn't belong in the NBA and could never lead a team to a championship. You know, when I was governor of Arkansas, that's what they said about me when I was running for president. I identify with that. And then every time things were slightly in doubt, the television camera would do this close-up on Tim Duncan's eyes. And I knew they were going to win. I'm trying to develop that killer look. You know, we're about to enter all these tough budget negotiations, and I'm trying to visualize what Duncan looked like when it got really close. You know, I'm going to try to, but if any of you guys want to stay around and help me through the next month, you're welcome to do it. Government scale's a little low for you, but it's It's rewarding work. It's rewarding work. Let me just say one thing seriously. I don't want to talk about the contents of it, but I had one of the most interesting telephone conversations I ever had in my life with someone I had never met, especially, was with Coach Popovich when I called to congratulate him. And I realized that he was a man with a keen understanding of human nature and the human spirit and what it really takes to make good things happen. And I want to thank you publicly for that conversation and for your remembering what we talked about as we walked in today. I'd say you've got a good chance to repeat. Thank you very much. Thank you.
was a really nice thing.
That's right, with both of us. That's right. And he always does it. I know. How are you? How you doing? Hey, Christine. How are you? We're right to see you, my dear. How you doing?